What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 2. So, last time we finished up our adventures in the Legram slash Berryahard area. We came face to face with the Enforcer number 1, who is known as McBurn. And we also came face to face with Duvalie, who we had the pleasure of meeting in Azure. Now, I'm still not exactly sure of the timeline here. I do believe this is at roughly around the same time that Lloyd and them are dealing with those bells. So the fact that Duvalie is here means either this is right before she heads over to Crossbell to get beaten up by the SSS, or it's right after she gets beaten up by the SSS and, I guess comes over here to help out. But we were able to get away with everyone in tow, Instructor Sarah and Eustace. So everyone from Class 7, is now, besides Crow, everyone from Class 7 besides Crow is now safe in Ymir, and we are enjoying some relaxation time before Class 7 decides what they are going to do next. So let's get started. Thus, they left for the Phoenix Wings to recover from the exhaustion that had built up over the past few days. Thanks to the manager's kindness, they had the building largely to themselves, so they enjoyed a relaxing dinner and soak in the springs. And after agreeing they would discuss what to do next the following afternoon, they returned to their rooms to sleep. I mean, obviously, Reen has his own room at home, so... Oh, Reen's staying in the hot springs. So peaceful tonight. Everyone's probably fast asleep by now. We might have all spent our time apart in different ways, all with different things on our minds. But now we're finally back together as a class. It wasn't easy getting this far, but we have one less thing to worry about now. And I owe it all to Alisa's support and encouragement. It's thanks to her I've been able to make it this far. Hang in there, Elise. I'll bring you and Princess Alphen back safely, I promise. And when I do, I'll be sure to thank you again for giving me all I needed to come as far as I have. We still have to sit down and discuss what we're going to do from here on out, too. Can we even figure something like that out by tomorrow? I've got to bring at least some ideas to the table, but what? I'm happy we're together again, but we've got a lot to decide about our future, and it's something we need to decide as a team. Yep. Everyone's had their own challenges to face and problems to conquer, but each of them faced what they were given head-on. We ended up apart, but no one lost hope. Instead, everyone tried to make the best of the circumstances they were dealt. Thinking back on our reunions, I think the one who's left the strongest impression was... Oh, okay, so this is where you choose... Okay, so... You choose a character, and that's... You'll see in a second. But obviously, character you want to bond with the most, you should choose. So, I am going to choose Laura, since we're sticking with the Laura route for these, 4 games. I think it would have to be Laura. We may not know where her father is, but she bravely stood up and defended Legram in his place to the best of her ability. And that couldn't have been easy for her with how worried she must be. Not once did she let her worries stop her from doing what needed to be done. She proudly fought to protect her home. I wish I could be like her. I wish I could be that strong.
Damn.
See, there you go. Whoever you choose ends up showing up. Laura? I didn't think anyone else would come here so late at night. Sorry, I'll get out. You don't have to apologize, Reen. I should have checked if someone else was inside before coming in. Truth be told, I was thinking the same thing. I thought it would be empty by now. Still, this might make for a perfect chance to sit and talk, no? Oh, you still want to come in? Lovebirds. There are a few things more pleasant than relaxing in a hot spring while gazing up at the wintry sky. The tingle of warmth returning to my fingers and toes is particularly nice. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's my favorite time of year to relax in the springs, too. But never mind that, are you sure you're comfortable with both of us being here, Laura? It's pretty lame. With the two of us, it's kind of, well, I am modestly covered, so I don't think that there's a problem, per se. Although I'd prefer if you didn't look at me quite so pointedly. It's embarrassing for me to be here, too, I hope you realize. True. I wasn't doing it on purpose, sorry. Anyway, you said you wanted to talk, right? Was it about anything in particular? Well, I wanted the opportunity to say thank you. You're thanking me? For what? I don't feel like I've done anything that warrants being thanked. Here he goes again. Everything, I suppose. I wanted to thank you for surviving all this time so we could meet again. And I wanted to thank you for coming all the way to Legram to find us. Crow may not be with us, but you're the reason the rest of us are together again. I think that's a bit of a stretch. Besides, it was only because you guys I was able to do anything at all. Well, it's understandable that you'd feel that way. Still, I believe Class 7 is only what it is because you were at its center. You were the one who stood right back up and fought, and it's because of that we were able to make it this far. That's what I feel, and I know that's how the others feel too. So, thank you, Reed. I'd rather you didn't laugh at me. It took a lot of courage to come in here and tell you that, you know. I'm sorry, I wasn't laughing at you. It just finally hit home that everything Elise said was true. I had no idea that everyone was thinking of me as much as they were, or that so many people were looking out for me. Just made me realize all over again how blind I've been this whole time. So I couldn't help but laugh at myself. I see. In that case, be sure that you never forget what I said. We've been through so much together, the bonds formed between us will not be so easily broken. Don't worry, I won't forget. And now that Class 7 is together again, I'm sure we'll be able to go back to the Academy one day. As long as we don't give up, I know we can make that a reality. So let's give it everything we've got. Of course. I think when I first played the game, I saved right before then. Well, obviously you say I saved there, but I think I went through and did everyone's. I don't remember them now, but definitely in the moment I went and watched them all. Yeah, because it was like 3 years ago. Of course I don't remember. All right, so we're skipping ahead to December 12th. We don't actually know how many days it took Lloyd and the others to take down that barrier, so... Plus, we're not really somewhere anymore where we can really check. Okay, our meeting in the Phoenix Wings cafeteria is until this afternoon, which means I've got plenty of time to figure out what we can do beforehand. Maybe it'd help to ask the others about what's on their minds, too. Yeah, sounds like a plan. So we're gonna, this time Laura, Emma, Eustace, and Sarah have 2 bonding points each that can be viewed instead of 1. Talking to one of these characters viewing their first bonding that will allow you to... Oh, wow, 7. Okay. I guess they give you some extra this time around simply because of that. So you can really build up those bonding points. So, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do both of Laura's, obviously. We'll figure it out in a minute. No reason to rush into it just yet. Say Fee's over here hanging out with Badeau. I do want to see... I'm trying to think. Let's see. What are you selling? Any books? Still Gambler Jack. it doesn't even let you rebuy the same stuff, which makes sense. I mean, why would you need to? Alright, looks like no more Gambler Jack books or anything updating on the situation here in Erebonia. Alright, guess we'll figure this out then. Alright, who are we going with? Obviously, Laura will do both of hers. I guess Sarah, we could do both of hers. But for now, so let's do Claire's first. Claire seems to have one, so we'll do that. Captain Claire, is something wrong? Hello, Reen. It's nothing major. I just received an update from one of my men that contains some information I found personally relevant. Oh, well, I won't pry. But at the risk of sounding condescending, try not to push yourself too hard. Today's one of the few chances we'll get to rest. I appreciate the concern. Still, you have bigger things to worry about than my well-being, like the future of Class 7, for example. And with the town's defenses as solid as they are, now's the perfect time to sit back and figure all that out. She's putting on a brave face, but I can tell she's more exhausted than she's letting on. Yeah, let's do it. Well, since we're so well defended, why don't we both take a little time to unwind? They have billiards at the Phoenix Wings if you're interested. What do you say? Well, given how many people we have trying to keep the town safe, sure, I'll take you up on that offer. Reen is such a caring individual. Ha! Well, I can't believe you just pocketed all the balls in one shot. Fortunately, they all moved exactly how I calculated they would. Well, I'm sorry. I've ended the game before you even had a chance to take a shot, haven't I? Thinking about it, games like these seem like exactly the kind of thing you'd be good at. I was probably walking into a bear trap the moment I invited you. Granted, I should have at least tried to hold back a little, sorry. Lecter would have done a much better job making the game more enjoyable for both sides. Yeah, he does that, doesn't he? All the while leaving certain elements up to chance to keep things interesting. Yeah, you mean like he does with his job and his life. That lines up right with my impression of him, too. I always did peg him as a trickster. Still, I wish I was a better player. I'd be able to put up a halfway decent fight in that case. Well, how about I give you a few pointers while we're here? You don't mind? Not at all. I can teach you some valuable skills that are guaranteed to help. Making good use of them will be down to you, but they should allow you to improve your score while playing. Well, if you're sure you don't mind. Captain Claire then started happily teaching Reen how to play more effectively. She made even explanations on complicated issues and techniques sound simple, going through every step with limited kindness and patience. And thanks to that, he was able to improve an astonishing amount in a relatively short period of time. There you go. Well done. That's the 9th ball pocketed as well. Thanks. To be honest, this is the first time I've been able to pocket all the balls without making a single mistake. You really are a natural at teaching. I wouldn't have been able to do anything at all if you weren't such a capable pupil. If you have any other questions, feel free to ask. I'm happy to keep practicing with you if you're up for it. Really? You're a kind person, Captain. What makes you say that? Well, it's true. You went out of your way to help us countless times on our field studies, and now you've chosen to accompany us here and help with protecting the village. It's easy to forget sometimes that you're part of the RMP or an Ironblood. It feels like you're always there, watching over us from the shadows, and I really do appreciate it. I think you're overstating just how much I've done. Every character in this game says the same thing. I'm a Thor's graduate as well, after all, so I can't help but want to look out for others from the academy. In some ways, I just want to act like I'm still there, looking out for my classmates like an upperclassman would. Well, whatever your reasons, that doesn't change that I'm still grateful. I can't say for sure, seeing as I only have a younger sister, but if I had an older one, I have a feeling she would be just like you. Oh my. Captain? What was that all about? Haha, don't mind me. Please try to think of it nothing more than a meaningless gesture. Well, if you say so. You just fully embraced him, so... Regardless, I intend to continue doing whatever I can to aid you in the future. My primary duty may be to serve the Railway Military Police or carry out the will of Chancellor Osborne, but I have no reason to believe that I'll ever be anything other than an ally to your Class 7. I wouldn't have it any other way. I know that any help you can give will go a long way for us. While Reen still had no idea what prompted her sudden embrace, he wasn't about to press the subject further. Their conversation now over, they silently made their way back outside. Obviously, what he said really meant a lot to her. Oh, there we go. Level 3. Nice. That'll be helpful in battle. Counterattack. Sorry to spring that on you all of a sudden. I'm fine now, though. Please try to focus on what you and your classmates will do next for now. If I can help in any capacity as an RMP officer, I will. Well, that was sweet. Okay, who's up next? Okay, we got Emma. Sarah's over in the Phoenix Wings. Definitely need to make sure I save 2 for Laura, since she just joined us. So we have 6 left, so if I do both of Laura's and Sarah's, that's 4. So I have 2 left after that. Well, I guess it doesn't hurt to do those first, right? Gaius is in the church. Elliot's also in the Phoenix Wings. So I'll do those 4, then I'll do Sharon's and Fee's, I guess. So let's go do the Sharon one first, since she's closest. Doing some shopping, Sharon? That's right. Since you'll all be gathering for a discussion in the Phoenix Wings, I thought I might help out in the kitchen. I also thought I could prepare some food for your father, seeing as your mother has other business to attend to. That's awfully generous of you, thanks. With several Ouroboros members having recently revealed themselves to us, I can't help but assume they're up to something. I'd like you to know, Reen, that no matter what happens, my alliance will always lie with you and your classmates. Please, ensure that whatever you decide on this afternoon is something you can do without regret. Sharon, I swear we will. Glad to have your support. Till the end of time. It's great to know she's got our back, but maybe she's still cooking for Dad. Maybe I can help her out with that. Well, even if you are looking out for us, that doesn't mean I can't help you with cooking for my dad. Might as well try to pay him back a little for all those years of love and devotion, right? I'm sure your father would be overjoyed to hear you say that. As soon as I'm done with shopping, we can head over to the kitchen. Together, Reen and Sharon walked to the mansion. After seeing that Reen's mother was out, they started making a hearty meal for his father. Oh, you're making Ymir-style borscht? Good idea. It's got plenty of vegetables, and it should be great for warming him up to boot. I couldn't agree more. All the protein in the meat I'll be using should help accelerate his recovery as well. Master Ring, could I trouble you to chop up the vegetables? If you would, I'll set about preparing the meat and seasoning the soup. Sure. It's times like these where she seems like any other maid. It takes me back to watching her cook for us in the dorm. It's hard to believe that she's actually an enforcer for Ouroboros sometimes. Ow! Something wrong? Heavens, you sliced your finger. Sorry, I should have been paying more attention. I didn't cut it too deeply though, so it should be fine. Oh no, that won't do at all. Will you hold still a moment, please? I'll stop the bleeding. Well. Sharon, what are you... This is so awkward. That should do the trick. Sharon, I'm not sure it's a good idea to start sucking up people's fingers out of the blue like that. Any particular reason? I'll bring you a bandage, so please wait in the adjacent room. She's messing with me again, isn't she? There we are, all better. Please leave the rest of the work to me. You should give your finger time to heal. You're probably right. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more help. You needn't be sorry, Master Rean. You made a valuable contribution as it was. It brought back memories of Lady Alice's younger days, too. Whenever she fell and scraped her knees, she would always start crying for me to come help her. How sweet. I can picture how embarrassed she'd be if she learned Sharon was telling people this. Come to think of it, you've been working for the Rhinefort family for a while now, haven't you? 7 years, in fact. It was shortly after Mr. Rhinefort's passing. I cannot begin to thank... Oh, well, there we go. We'll get back to it here in a second. Any moment now. There we go. I cannot begin to thank Madam Chairman Irina enough for giving me the chance she did. It was only thanks to her kindness I was able to begin a new life under her employ. Does that mean you'd never been a maid before she hired you then? What were you before that? Oh. As you no doubt suspect, I lived as an enforcer. A mission given to me by Ouroboros was what first led me to meet her. And she wasted no time in trying to hire me. I served in both capacities concurrently after that. You won't find many executives who would knowingly hire an agent of Ouroboros who never ceases to amaze, huh? She certainly doesn't. Nonetheless, it was thanks to her that I was able to find a new path of my own. It's too late for me to turn back and change what's already been done, but she was willing to give me a different future. What do you mean? Oh, nothing. I was simply thinking out loud. Regardless of what happened in the past, my love for the Rhinefort family will never waver. Nor will my devotion to Class 7, Master Rean. I shall continue to do all that I can to serve you. Thank you. I know we can always count on you. And everyone else knows that too. I hope we'll always stay fondly in your thoughts, Sharon. Well, feels like we got... So there's some kind of relation to Sharon's job from Ouroboros to her being employed for the Rhinefort family. After the conversation was finished, Sharon returned to preparing Baron Schwarzer's meal. And after helping out however he could until his mother returned, Rean left them to finish by themselves. There we go. Level 3. Auto Curia. Well, that'll be useful. I will take your father's meal a little later on. In the meantime, you should start preparing for your upcoming discussion. Don't worry, I'll be sure to cook you all a fine meal for that too. Yeah, thanks. Alright, fee. Right out here, right? Unless I'm gonna change my mind on anything. Where's Alisa at? Is she in the house? You know what? We'll do Alisa, because I did all of Fee's stuff in my original playthrough, so it's not as necessary to do it for this. So let's go with Alisa for this one. And then we'll do both Sarah's and then both of Laura's. What are you doing in here, Alisa? Your mother told me I could find some tools in here, so here I am. I need them for the work I'm going to be doing on the Orbital bike. Wait, you know how the bike works well enough to do that? Well, an engine's an engine, right? I should be able to tinker with it. After all Angelica's done for us, I at least want to make sure she gets her precious bike back in top condition. Might be nice if I gave her a hand. Need a hand there? Sounds like a two-person job to me, and I'd feel bad making you do all the work when Angelica left it in my care. I figured you'd say that. And it'd probably go more smoothly with an extra pair of hands, so sure. Alright, that's everything around the orbital engine taken care of. It could probably do with being taken for a test ride at some point, though. Oh, I should oil the moving parts, too. Man, you really are amazing. I knew you were good with orbital technology and all, but I didn't expect you to be able to perform maintenance as well. All of this is just a stopgap, really. I had a few chances to look at back at the academy, so I have a vague idea of what needs doing, but that's all. Doesn't make you any less amazing in my eyes. When in Nord, you worked out what was wrong with that truck, and even found the model of the mortar we found. At first, I just thought it was because you're part of the Reinford family, but I feel like that's underselling you now. You must have studied like crazy to know so much. Well, I did spend a lot of time studying orbital technology even before enrolling at the academy. I used my family name however I could in order to visit RF factories and attend lectures at the Institute of Technology. I'm more than confident I made the most of every chance I had to study and broaden my knowledge of the field. I have a feeling I know why you did all that too. Was it to rebel against your mother? Well, I can't deny it. Not to beat a dead horse, but it felt like Mother just stopped caring about us after my father passed away. I mean, she'd stolen the company from Grandfather and everything. How could you do that to your own father? So I suppose you could say all that studying was my way of trying to show her up at something, at least a little. I see. So were you able to? Not in the slightest. Now that she's missing, this isn't the time to be thinking about my next act of rebellion either. And you know what? That's fine by me. I made up my mind to focus on the future rather than the past for now. I've got to keep that promise I made to her in Roar after all. I'll be running the company before she knows it. I think she'd prefer it that way, honestly. Huh? Look at you, you were so engrossed in the bike you didn't even notice all the snow building up on your head. Still, I think you found the right way to approach things. I'll have to pick up a few pointers from you. Can't let myself get too wrapped up in my past either. And that way, we'll both be able to find the best paths for each of us to take. I certainly hope so. Come on, don't cry. Here, this'll cheer you up. Oh, so they did meet. That's definitely her, and that's gotta be him, right? Is that a bunny made out of snow? And look, you've got loads of snow on your head, too. Don't worry, you can follow me back to Ymir. So stay close, okay? Okay. Are you kidding me? Well, what's wrong? I can't believe I forgot. Remember I talked about coming here with my family as a kid? I ended up getting lost out on the mountain. But just when I started to think I'd been lost there forever, a boy appeared out of nowhere. And he led me all the way back to Ymir. That boy was you, I'm sure of it. That does ring a bell, actually. The year after that was when the whole thing with my power happened. So I'd kind of pushed everything else to the back of my mind. Weird, we really did meet when we were kids. I was only joking about it before, but yeah, we really, really did. I'd forgotten all about it too, probably because it was a scary memory for me. I don't blame you, still. You don't get coincidences like that every day. I'd be embarrassed to try and attribute it to something like fate, though. Yeah, you're right. Maybe if we'd realized sooner, sure. But it makes me happy to know it was you all along. Sorry, I didn't quite catch that. It's nothing. Nothing at all. Anyway, let's finish up with the bike, shall we? Yeah, sure. Well, that was sweet. So they did meet when they were kids. Reen and Alisa worked together to finish the rest of the bike's maintenance, the two of them feeling somewhat awkward around each other due to their recent discovery. And upon their completion, they went and returned the tools to Baron Schwarzer's study. Almost level 4. Nice. I can't believe we actually met when we were kids. Guess that doesn't change things much, though, does it? Nothing's more important than the bonds we've developed as members of Class 7. No, can't say I disagree. Alright, well, I think this is a good stopping point. I know we only did 3 of the 7 bonding events here, but I think we'll save the other 4 for next time. And by 4, I mean obviously the 2 we're going to do with Laura over here, and then the 2 we are going to do with instructor Sarah. And then after that, we'll probably just have those 4 next video, and then the video after that, we'll head over to the Phoenix Wings to finally have this discussion about what needs to happen. So that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.